Hello and welcome to Aesthetic Breakdown, the show where we turn back the clock and revisit graphic design aesthetics and decompile what made them so memorable. I'm Puzz, your host and a connoisseur in researching nostalgic graphic design. In today's episode, we'll be dissecting a design aesthetic considered by some to be the design aesthetic of the early to mid-90s, factory pomo. Oh, and by the way, pomo means post-modern. There will be other designs that use the word pomo in their name, so I suggest you learn this and remember this. Factory pomo is a design aesthetic that gained its popularity in the late 1980s and lived on all the way through to the end of the 90s. Its main feature is that it combines elements of the clean, simple, referential forms of Memphis Milano, which will be a future episode, by the way, if this series is successful, with elements of WPA design and Russian constructivism, and especially the emergence of computer-aided design technology. The entrepreneur I think of when it comes to factory pomo is the legendary Neville Brody. You might have heard of him. He's a great designer, and he's British! No! While working as the lead designer for the magazine The Face in the early to mid-80s, Brody basically planted all of the seeds that would create factory pomo as an aesthetic. He even designed his own fonts, but that's a later segment in this video. However, after this kind of design got popular, Brody got so pissed because everybody was copying what he did, so he moved over to Arena magazine, and he invented the aesthetic Big Pop, which again, is another aesthetic I might do if this series is successful. The main thing you'll notice about factory pomo design is the very stern lean on basic geometry and industrial shapes. There's circles, squares, rectangles, triangles, spiky circles, gears, checkerboards, and it just keeps going!
Isn't it terrific?
Even the fonts in use look very grid-based, and 90% of the time they're very tall and condensed. In the event of there being any artwork, it's also based off of geometry, with a lot of sharp and prudent angles. Very geometric, I will say for sure. Lastly, logo marks seem to always have a defining shape that makes up their silhouette, like a circle, or a square, or a triangle. Any of them. Here are a couple of my attempts at factory pomo logos. I feel like I still have some room for improvement, but you can clearly tell what I'm going for. From everything I've seen, I've definitely picked up on two different kinds of color palettes. Black and white exclusively, and triad colors. Black and white is typically reserved for just logos, and you will definitely see a lot of what I like to call difference mask, where it seems like half the logo is inverted. An example of triad colors in the factory pomo design would be blue, green, and pink. Like that free thing from earlier, I don't know. There are certainly other color schemes, but these are the most prominent ones that I've observed. I unfortunately have a shitload of fonts that were used in factory pomo stuff. For today's hack, I'm going to show you two different ways you can make a gear. The first way is pretty easy, and the other one is a bit harder, so follow along. So what you're going to do first is you're going to make an outline circle, then you're going to copy it, make the second circle bigger, and then give the outline dashes. Customize it as much as you need to get it to look just right, and then there you go, that's one way to make a gear. Now for the next one, which looks better but is a bit harder. Make a starburst and make sure the points are a multiple of 4. That is very crucial. Then you're going to make a circle, and have it cover up the bottoms of the points just a little bit. Then make another circle, make it an outline, and cut off the top of the circle. Then just keep on adjusting it until it looks the way you want it to. And there you go, that's two different ways to make a gear. Hopefully this video has educated you in some way. If you want more episodes of Aesthetic Breakdown, comment below on which aesthetic you want me to break down next. If you use the tips in this video to make something, post it in my Discord server, in the Aesthetic Breakdown share channel. Until next time, I don't have a good way to end this video.